Hello. Happy Saturday.
Hello.
Oh, I can hear myself. Let's see. Oh my gosh, what an echo. Well, at least I know the audio is working for once, right? So how are you guys doing? I am Sarami, and this is Sew Live, where I sew something in front of you, with you, for you. Answer any questions that you have. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little ranged here. I literally almost forgot to go to the bathroom before streaming, and so I clicked live and I was like, and I ran. So anyway, I am Sarami, and I sew things here, and I, take requests, help you out if you're having any troubles with things. And I tend to make things I'm really interested in, but we also do sponsored streams too. So, and if you want to chat, and we really love it when you do. Hi, Mullen. How are you? Welcome, welcome. And you're on YouTube, you need to do something called create a channel, which is basically like creating an account, and then you can chat with us. And if you're on Twitch, it's pretty straightforward because you probably can't watch Twitch without having an account. So, and Twitch is just another live streaming format. So I just thought I'd tell you guys that just in case. Don't know that. And my neighbor was like, I watched you and it was really great and I can't chat. So I just want to remind you of that. I'm going to walk her through it because I know it's kind of weird. YouTube's kind of clunky to navigate. I don't know if they're doing anything about that. So I have started this Uniform Tunic. We cut it on Wednesday, right? And then I sewed a muslin, which is a prototype. And then I made all kinds of little changes. And then I cut it out in fabric and we sewed part of it on Thursday and we're finishing it today. And there's honestly not much left to do. But then I'm going to talk to you about what I'm doing in August. So we'll be here for a little bit. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. How's it going? Hi, Veronica. Welcome, welcome. And also, I spent about 45 minutes trying to braid my hair today and then ended up with just like two asymmetrical lopsided messes, and I just walked out the door. I was like, I'm done with this, I got one side nice. I couldn't get the other side to match. Then I was like, I'll do something else. And then I was like, I'm just done. My arms are tired. You know what I mean? I should have just washed my hair today. It would have been easier to deal with. But it's so hot, I don't want to dry it. All right, well, this is the Uniform Tunic. I'm making a dress version. I also cut this on the bias so it would have a little bit more drape. This fabric it's lighter weight. It's not quite a quilting cotton at all. It is definitely a garment weight. It could be used as quilting cotton. Quilting cotton is pretty, you can do whatever you want when you're making a quilt. But I wanted more drape, and the bias has helped it a little bit. Right now it looks like scrubs to me because of this V neckline. Just reminds me of scrubs. It's got like a sewn-in facing. I did the cuffed short sleeve option on the Grainline Studio website pattern tutorial section. And I made it dress length, obviously. And so I've lengthened the bodice an inch. I lowered my dart about an inch. A couple of those things I didn't do on stream. But if you are curious, I can always just walk through it. And then I'm doing the lapped side seam version, which meant I would have a slit up to my hip bone. So I increased the overlap by 2 inches on each piece, so 4 inches on each side. And that seemed to work. And I might stitch it down too. Like, it's a big lap, so I could probably stitch it down and then it won't, flap open. It's not very windy where I live, but still, I don't want to worry. Right? So what are you guys all doing today? Are you guys sewing? What are you doing? What are you doing? All right. Oh, and we had my 100th episode this week on Thursday, which was great. You guys are amazing. The support and the donations, and someone really amazing also sent me a very generous gift card to Stone Mountain and Daughter. I really appreciate that. Like, I literally got teary-eyed when I saw that, just mainly because that just made me feel really good that you are getting enough out of this that you want to see it continue. I really, really enjoy this. This is what I would rather do full time. I'm definitely developing the home sew patterns for chicken boots because I promised my chicken boots customers I would do that. And actually I'm really enjoying the process because it's another thing to learn, something I have never done before. I've been a pattern drafter for 30 years, but I've never done home sew patterns. You were just buying some patterns? Are you going to make something, Lisa? So, I really like this. I like being able to share my information. I'm really open about it. I always have been. Even when I was a freelance pattern drafter and designer, I really firmly believed that people didn't need to go get a degree in the garment industry just to be able to take a design they had and, to market. So I would help them, get their stuff professional, be able to take it to the factory, because they can't even really set foot in a factory without professional patterns, and professional patterns look very different than most people realize. And once they realize, oh, this person has patterns from Cerame, it'll be fine. We know we can deal with that. So I could kind of like grease the wheels for them. I didn't care that they didn't speak the lingo. That's just not important to me. If you've ever studied languages, you understand that communication is the most important thing. It doesn't matter how you say it, right? So I really am open with a lot of my information, and I'm happy to share it. And so I feel like this format's really great for that. So hopefully we'll find more people to join us live and understand what this is all about. But I love all the comments you guys give me on YouTube and the ones you email me, and take the time to like compose an email. It's awesome. Hi, Ray. Oh, you watch on the TV? Ah, yeah. Okay, so how do you chat? Do you like have to have your phone next to you too? There's so many ways to do things, right? Because I could do this. I could watch YouTube on my Roku, and I can watch it on, I watch it obviously on any device, but chatting would be hard. It's like PlayStation. If you want to chat on PlayStation, it's almost impossible. Thanks, Malin. My camera is like right in front of the chat window. Can you see me like dodging and weaving here? I'm gonna, there we go. That's better. I zoom in my screen so the font is really big. So it's easier to read. I don't believe in struggling or self-punishment that way. Like if I can make it easier, I'm all about making it easier. And that's how I feel about my sewing too. Oh, your phone's kind of a mystery. That's awesome. I have definitely felt that. Definitely. I feel that way about YouTube in general. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to like even just make it easy format. I feel like I spend all my time everywhere but YouTube, even though all of my content is there. That just speaks to just how bad the platform is for communication, for posting. I don't understand why they don't make creators have like a site that looks like a website, Oh, that estuary skirt looks cute. Yeah, that looks cute. My belly's too big for gathered skirts now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna move my camera. I don't like looking around my chat. Maybe if I lower it a little bit. You don't want to see my ceiling though, huh? My lights are kind of weird here. Hi, Beverly. I saw your comment the other day. Yesterday, right? You've watched every episode. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's cerame18@gmail.com is my email, or just live@gmail.com works as well. Oh, thanks, Ray. That's nice. I know, it is kind of like an entertainer position, right? I hear gaming streamers talk to each other about like what they put down for their profession, and it's kind of funny all the things they've come up with to say. One of them says, I just say live male entertainer now just for the chuckles. He's like, but that is what I am. Yeah, right, Ida? I know. Autocorrect is a little helpful sometimes. I really love it when Nancy's doing speech to text with us. Some of the funny things that the phone thinks she's saying are really funny. Yeah, Beverly, I feel like my email's on my Instagram and on my website, which is soso.live. So, right, Malin? Yeah. No, that skirt, I like the way it looks because it looks really relaxed. you know? And I think that that really is a beneficial look for that style of skirt. It doesn't look very prim and proper gathered skirt. I know exactly what skirt. I follow that gal, and so for once I actually know. So, oh, you just bought it too, Lisa? I just saw that. Cool, cool. Yeah, I know, right? You know, in some ways, I just like, oh, thanks for following, Kiki. She's on Twitch, or he. I love when I get the little notifications. I feel like you just got to embrace the, and just so you know, Kiki, I'm live on YouTube and Twitch, and that's why I'm talking to people. They're commenting there too. Yeah, I just feel like when it comes to your waist, sometimes you just got to embrace it and like do it at the waist and then tuck the shirt in, and then it's like, it creates that hourglass look. Hi, Lexi. How's it going? Are you off today? It's not your lunch break yet, is it? Oh, it could be. I guess it's 11:11, huh? All right, should we get sewing? I'm eager to show you guys what I'm planning for August. I'm really like, it's like I'm both like super, super excited and then also kind of like, what is gonna happen? Because I'm planning on streaming Tuesday through Saturday for 3 weeks in a row, except for 1 week it's like first day of school and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream that day. And then a normal streaming week. So for like August, I'm like, I'm gonna be like here with you, and I have like all the garments planned out, and I really want to see what you guys think. So, oh, you got the pattern for the skirt too? Oh, you can pull it on even if you don't want the button up. That's cool. You don't work on the weekend. Woo, Lexi, you got the angle. Love it. That's awesome. I was thinking about going to my local fabric store today just because I'm supposed to teach a class there at the end of August, and I haven't even picked what I'm going to teach, and I'm really nervous because like I don't know what to teach. I'm new to that, and I just don't even know what people want and what I can manage in 2 4-hour classes. You know what I mean? I was even thinking that maybe I do that like little class session in prep for the next class session. So maybe we do muslins and go through it and then make our final on the whatever it is. Because I have another class on the schedule booked, like a day long class in I don't even know, in October, I think. Yeah, I know, buttons and buttonholes all the way down. Yeah, I need to order some buttons from you guys, Lexi, because my fabric store hasn't ordered any. And my husband's birthday gift is not wearable. So, yeah, that'll be a nice skirt. That'll be so comfy, that skirt. It'll feel so good on. I feel like things that are really, really comfortable, that things were like, oh, I don't really like that it accentuates this part of my body that I'm not that into. When it's so comfortable, you don't care. You're like, whatever, I'm comfortable. And comfortable is like, there's a lot of merit to that, you know? There's a lot of like brownie points tied to being comfortable. So, and looking good. I mean, if you can do both, awesome, right? Okay, I'll start sewing. How's that? So let's see. We have, oh, I forgot we have the pockets. Okay, this will take me a little bit longer. Cool, cool. All right, so let's see. It's this. So here's my bodice. Already did that. Let me look for my front skirt here. You can see it has these angled side seams right here. Oh, the autofocus is on. Sorry, guys. I just saw that. We don't like autofocus. That's so weird. When did that turn on? Who knows? Cool. All right. So this is the overlap right here. So this goes to the back like that. That's the actual hem a little bit. It overlaps down there too. And this is the front because I put my little like notch right there. And then the pockets. There better be notches for my pockets. There are. Why are they so, that can't be my notches. Is that my, what the heck? Is that really my notches? Huh. That's my center, right? Oh, there they are. Okay. That's my center notch right there. I thought it was a V. I have notches for the pocket, notches for the overlap, and notches for the center. You have to start. Hi, Lisa. You have to start doing sit-ups. Yeah, I used to do that when I watched TV. I would just do all my ab workout when I watched TV. All right, so I think that, sorry, my foot's touchy today. Seam allowance is 1/2 inch on this. I'm not sure still how I'm going to do the, I really want to do the French seam. All right, so I'm gonna understitch it right away. Like these. I love the colors of this fabric. And then, so you just attach your pockets between the notches, just center them over the notches. 3/8 inch seam allowance is what they recommend. The seam allowance for the garment is 1/2 inch, except for the if you're doing this sleeveless armholes or the neckline. For the neckline and the facing, it's 1/4 inch seams. Yeah, I wonder if we're supposed to stop at that notch. I don't think so. Okay, yeah, I think it's my shoes. Sorry, guys. My presser foot keeps going. What the heck? That's bugging me. So I know it's got to be bugging you guys. I was sitting too close. All right, so we'll do the same on our bodice. Just make sure you don't catch the back. I'm not going to turn my bodice inside out for this just because it's 2 short seams right here. There's my center. Here's my pocket. And then we're going to see if I can do this as a French seam. Yeah, this fabric is pretty, isn't it? There's something about, like, on the camera, it looks a little bit Laura Ashley old lady, but in person, it's a little more modern looking, and the colors, I really love the colors of them. I do like florals, though. That's no secret. But they have to be really specific, you know? Specific style. Okay. So I've seen a couple of new movements for August. One is, hi Nancy, how's it going? For August, one of them is Bra August. So there's people that are sewing bras and maybe lingerie in general. And I saw Christy is doing that. She joins us a lot here. And then the other one is Refashion August. I'm not going to sign up for either, but I just wanted you guys to know about it because there's probably going to be a lot of really good posts on either, and they each have their like hashtags. I'm going to do one stream this month on refashioning. I would totally do the bra thing, but I don't have any patterns, materials, nothing, and I haven't done any research on it. I've never sewn a bra. I mean, I've sewn sports bras and I've designed patterns for them. Isn't this funny? I've designed patterns for them, but I've never sewn them. And that's just because I worked at a company big enough that I had sample makers do all that for me. It sounds so decadent, but it's just how it is. And, you know, they were right in the next room and I would be right there. And I knew how it went together. I just had never physically sewn it. So I would love to do it, kind of. All right, so here is my front skirt and here is my back. Okay, so here's the deal though. I need my skirt also to be fully assembled, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. So let's hem my side seam. Yeah, Christy is doing some awesome things. I'm trying to think. Let's look at the directions. Because I'm doing the French seam, I want to make sure I don't steer you guys, you know, in the wrong direction. Yeah, so they're doing the whole skirt on there. Okay, so we just did this, page 12. And then it looks like this. And then you put your skirt inside. So what I don't understand is when, okay, so they did, all right, here we go. I'm supposed to have already hemmed my skirts. So let's do that real quick. I'm just gonna fold it, do a little rolled hem. This kind of commits me to the length right now, but that's okay. If really worse comes to worse, I can shorten this later. But I did a muslin, I kind of know where it's at. This is on the bias, so I gotta be really careful I don't stretch it out. Hi, Jan. Oh, you're working, it's okay. Thanks for saying hi, you naughty person. Watching at work. We won't tell anybody though. I would totally do that. I like background video and noise. I feel like I'm getting a little twerking right now. No twerking. So I have a lot of overlap on my skirt. I don't like how wiggly my stitch looks. You see how wiggly it looks? I'm going to crank my attention a little bit. It's probably because of the lightness of my fabric. I'm going to hem the sides and then do the hem at the bottom. You can see him on Instagram. I think she's Christy Makes. Pretty sure. I mean, I follow a lot of people, but you could always look through who I follow. But she's done a lot of them now. She's really into it. I think we're going to all be able to learn a lot from her process. I'm looking forward to it because she's trying out lots of different patterns. And I see her interacting with a lot of the pattern designers. So, and like she's getting supplies at lots of different places. So I feel like that's all really good information for me. I like when someone tries out lots of different things because then I can kind of get a better idea of which direction I want to go. And not everybody really can do that. Okay, so I'm gonna angle my hem like this. I'm gonna angle it, fold it up. I'm gonna angle it a little more. And fold it like that. Let's see. I'm trying to get a good ratio of angle to corner. So like that, kind of a fake mitered corner. Yeah, I saw her post a picture, it must have been today or recently. Yeah, you hear, I know, every time I say twerking, I hear twerking too. It's the way it comes out of my mouth. And every time I go to say it, Nancy, I think I'm not saying twerking. I'm saying twerking. Isn't that funny? It's like I'm having trouble forming the word I want to say, knowing that when I hear me say it, it sounds like that. I'm not actually worried about this being too long. All right, so now I'm getting close to this side down here. So I'm going to, this is why I don't need to back tack because I knew it was going to be enclosed. And sometimes your back tack can kind of pull the, at least mine can, it can pull the fabric together. Plus I don't like it to kind of creep out and be exposed. Let's see, is this a good amount? Just like an envelope style of folding. The other side never looks quite like the first side that I folded. I struggle with that too. So if I had done it in one fell swoop, going all three corners, I probably could have gotten rid of this stitch right here and just gone like this. But the reason I did it the way I did it was because I want the corners to look the same. This has a thread going around the, there we go. See, now it looks the same. They look close. I have a lot of thread vomit right here. Let's see. Get rid of my thread vomit. I like getting rid of this stuff now. I don't like doing this stuff at the end. It's kind of a production technique, and I like that because you don't usually have time in production to revisit things you've already sewn. It goes to someone else. Yeah, exactly. No, and it's spelled differently by a lot, Ida. Torquing is like Torqu, either E-I-N-G or no E. So, yeah. Yeah, right, Malin? Oh, the Watson. I haven't heard of that. Yeah. All right, so there's one. Let's hem the other one. Okay, hem the other one. Then we're going to assemble our skirt and then stick it inside the tunic so it wrong sides together first. So I'll do my, you know what I love about doing the hems like this, or like just like before you finish, is that it's all done. Like when you do your last seam, you're like, oh, I'm done. When did that happen? You know? Yeah, that's exactly right, Lexi. I feel like the bra making is a little overwhelming because of all the different supplies. It feels like it's a whole new genre of supplies, and it is, right? And so like watching Christy, someone who is an everyday sewer, just like, you know, she's not like a professional sewer, but she's an avid sewer. I feel like it's a really great way to watch someone go through the experience, because it'll be a true experience, you know? It's not like someone else who might be a pro kind of spoon feeding us the information we want to see. She's going to probably show us the ins and outs of everything and be more candid about it because she's not beholden to promote anything, you know? Hi, Louise. How's it going? So I think that that's like a, and like I said, like she's really getting a variety of stuff. So I think that that's a good indication of like really how deep she wants to get into it. So I wish she was here. I feel like we're all talking about her. I think she's just really busy sewing. She's been really into it. My machine, I don't think you guys can see it, but it's vibrating. That's really annoying me. My old machine, which was old, didn't vibrate, and this one vibrates when I'm going a certain speed. That is extremely annoying for me, and I would really like to have the guy come and like adjust it. I don't know, like that's one adjustment I don't think I could tackle. All right, so I'm gonna do my little hem here again. Hopefully you can't see it, because it would probably be really annoying for you guys too. All right. You don't have to fold your hem like this. It just comes from my like too much binding in my day. But I do like a nice point. So I fold the corner over and then I fold it on that fold. And when I have these light pink flowers there, I'm particularly picky because I know my stitching is going to really show. I'd really like my point to be better. I don't know why it's not staying. Let's see. Let's get that nice and crisp. Leave it, stay. There we go. Oh, really? A subscription bra box. Oh. I wonder if Christy knows about that. Are you in the UK, Ray? I wonder if they shipped all over. Did I backstitch here? What the heck? Did I back? I don't think I did. That is just thread vomit right there. It better get in my fold. Let's see. Okay, I think it will. All right, all right. Isn't it funny what I'm not picky about and what I am picky about? It's kind of like, you know, like, I always have these weird similes, but all right, you know, when you're sitting there going to pee or whatever, and all you're doing is looking at the corners of your bathroom, because that's where we look to see if it's clean, right? That's what we're doing. We're like, shoot, I need to sweep now, or oh, I didn't do a good job there. It's the corners. And it's like those little things, like when I'm in a public restroom or at home, or when I'm sitting eating at home. Like I'm telling you guys, I can't sit still, really. Like I can, but I have to be doing something while I'm sitting there. And that's what I do. I sit there and I analyze. And I'm not like a neat freak at all. I'm not a germaphobe at all. It's just more like the proportions of things. The other thing I do is I look at the ceiling, and where the junctures are not true or square, I can't have my bed in an angle of my house if I can see that. It sounds kind of crazy, but it's just, I think it's just the engineering side of me, you know? Oh, you can't see the vibrating. That's great. Yeah, I think garment sewing is huge in the UK because of the British Sewing Bee. Beware. Oh, in Sweden? Okay. Okay. Lots of confusing bra material. All right, let's, I fixed the iron cam. It was just magically done when I logged in today. So let's iron this up. What do you guys think of this binding? I almost bound the sides so that you could see the overlap. I just kind of forgot. It's kind of crazy, but I'd never really liked this binding, but on here I thought I might. I have a lace that matches this too that I've used before, and I was kind of eager to use it. I didn't have enough though. Okay, look at that. See all that torquing? That is probably going to happen no matter what because it's on the bias. So this is the length grain right here. Wait. Yeah, this is the grain line right here, or right here. This is definitely the cross grain. This is the length grain. I can tell, see there's no stretch in the length grain, more stretch in the cross grain, but in the bias there's a lot. You see that? It's almost like as stretchy as a knit or stretch woven. I'm gonna definitely iron because of the bias and because of that little bit of torquing. I kind of want things to get back to where they were before I do my next step, so it's a little easier to handle. I don't like my wiggly thread there. That could be because my thread is, oh, maybe my needle's too big. That's probably what it is. It's probably my needle being too big. Hi Terry, how's it going? Make lists, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, like when I want to think about something, I have to do something with my hands. So at my house, the only thing that is always done is the dishes because I really like, it's funny, I don't really like being wet or swimming or taking a shower, but I do like doing the dishes a lot. And there's just something about keeping my hands busy and it's automatic. You don't really have to think when you're doing it. And then my mind can kind of wander. I really, really like that. And so I like to think a lot, so I'm always doing the dishes and I like them. And now it's just become a thing where it's like, I like it tidy. Remember I sewed the heck out of the side over here, so I'm going to press it. I don't think I ever pressed it. Did I press it? I don't know. looks better though. I'll just iron this because I want to iron. There you go. Wow, you're working on your suit coat muslin. That's awesome, Terry. How's it going? How's that suit coming? All right, so let's see here. We're gonna assemble the skirt. This is the back. This is the front. I do have a notch where it all lines up right here, but I'm going to double check it. I don't know why I have a double notch right there. I'm gonna double check it before I sew it down to the waist. Like the needle's too big. You know, Terry, that is a really subtle thing. Let's see if I'm even right, you know? Let's just see if I'm even right. So can you guys see how wiggly my stitches are? Can you see that? I see this on Instagram on people sewing, and I think, ooh, that's not so good. And now I'm seeing it on mine. So let's change this to a 14. There's a really good chance I have a size 18 needle in my machine right now because I've been working on the chicken boots stuff. I can't see it on here. Let's see. It's like a stick of gum, a very pointy stick of gum, huh? Oh yeah, this is it. Let's hope it works. Oh, pad stitching, yeah. Okay. So the reason I think that, Terry, is I feel like if this is just my idea, like my theory, don't actually know. I might not even change it. I've had my machine a year. It needs to probably be tuned up now that I've broken it in. My thing is that the needle is probably creating a hole that's so big the thread is like doing this inside the hole. So then it's not being pulled and kept in alignment. But I don't know. I mean, I know people think that I'm probably an expert on machines and maintenance and fixing them or knowing what to do, but I'm really not. Like, I just am curious enough that I'll try things out, and I know where I don't want to go. And I used to fix my machines a lot and take them apart and stuff, but not my industrial because mainly because, I mean, this machine costs about the same as a home sewing machine. I mean, far less if you don't get the electronics. So it's not like it's a really expensive machine. It's that for me to get a mechanic, I have to have them come an hour and a half away, and I have to pay that hourly rate. So for him to even walk in the door costs me about $250 just to walk in the door and go home. And then I have to pay for him to do the work. He's done in like 45 minutes. So it'll probably be a little less because I only have one machine now, but it's probably easily a $300, $350 visit just to be like, here, looks good. So in a way, I try not to do anything. I don't want to poke the bear, you know. Also, I'm not as familiar with these machines as I am. Like, I was fine monkeying around with my $25 Kenmore from a garage sale, you know. It gave me confidence. So if my machine is not working, my whole life comes to a grinding halt. So I really can't take that chance. And when people ask me, what's a good machine to buy? I really don't know. It's so personal, and there's so many machines out there now. So many machines and brands. I feel like when I was learning to sew, it was like, do you want a Bernina or a Singer? Or a Kenmore? So, yeah. So my experience, I've been around a lot of machine mechanics, and sometimes the things they say are what making it affect things, has made me think about what could affect my sewing in different ways now. I don't only think about the tension disc, which I think when I was a beginner, I thought the whole world revolved around the tension discs, which that, you know, like anything, I just crank that thing left and right. I'm not shy about that. It's not, I don't know, it must have been a really bad thing in the past to adjust that and get it right, but now I don't think so. I think you shouldn't be shy about that. So yeah. Okay, so my overlap, this is something I didn't think about, is going into the pocket. I have to think about that. Let's see, maybe it won't be as big. A reliable dealer is key. Yeah, because you will need them, and you need them to be in business when you need them. So that's my thing, is like with my industrial, my local store is actually a dealer of machines. So I could actually go through them, but I'm not bringing it in. I'm not moving it because it's like sits in a pan of oil, and I'd have to drain the oil or remove the head or remove the sheet machine. And I just am not into that point where I'm like, I don't want to move that thing. It's so heavy. This thing is so heavy. So, I agree, like having a good dealer. But that being said, like I've had a lot of success, friends tell me, with buying machines off Craigslist. You know, so many people don't use their machines, and it's probably true when they say it's just been sitting in a closet. So right now I'm sorry, I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing here. I'm just going to see how this fits in here. I'm not going to sew it quite yet. I'm just going to check, because I've made so many modifications that I kind of want to make sure that I'm on track. So I think when you're buying a machine, the key is to bring the fabrics you use the most and sew on those fabrics. And if you don't have them with you and you didn't drive hours and hours, it's like local to you, go home, get the fabric, come back, because that fabric they have there is just like starched muslin, and it is kind of misleading on how your machine might sew what you're gonna sew. Like when I interviewed this machine, I brought 2 or 3 cut out pocket buckets, and I bring them with the stiffener, the webbing, the vinyl, all of it. And I sit there and I sew one start to finish. In fact, sometimes they will sit there and watch me. And I just see like, okay, where am I going to have trouble? And can you adjust the machine to fix that tension there or whatever? And they'll tell me, oh, you need to go to a different machine. So, dang it, this looks like it fits perfectly. Gosh darn my good pattern drafting skills. I got to figure out how to deal with that now. All right. All right, well, let's see here. I think what I can do is, so what would happen if my overlap was in this seam? It would be like this, and then my pocket would still be there. That seems like okay. I hired movers, Louise. Yeah, I hired movers. I didn't when we moved over here, and it was a pain. When I moved a mile and a half. I hired movers. I did drain the oil out of them, and I have 3 of these, and then 2 home machines. And I just told them straight up on the phone, because I didn't want them to be like, oh, we can't do this with, you know, whatever. I said I have industrial sewing machines. It wasn't that hard for them. There's worse. You know, it's not like you're moving a you know, king size waterbed upstairs or something with water in it. But yeah. So in factories they will have, or in like even like places that deal with industrial machines a lot, they have this cute little, like, it looks like a piece of metal in the shape of an L with wheels on it, and they just set one end of the machine in the little L, And then they can just pick up the other and move it around like a little wheelbarrow. That's awesome, Nancy. Yeah, right? I mean, a lot of machines you really can service on your own. It's not as scary as we think. It's when you're having a problem, especially if you're having a problem with timing or a problem with the serger. I think my serger is going to be done on Monday. You know what that means. We can sew knits again. And it's going to be better than ever. All right, so here's my idea. I don't know if this is going to work, but I think I'm just going to put this in here and sew my little pocket over this. And we shall all see my backup plan. So this is what I do when I'm like, okay, this took an unexpected turn. What am I gonna do? Yeah, I drained the oil. Yeah, there's a plug underneath. It wasn't that easy to do. And you have to kind of mop up all the leftover. Like, I couldn't get one of them. That's right. I think one of them still has oil. I could not get this. It's like a big flat screw is the plug. And I tried to, I couldn't get it. But I think they ended up moving it without draining that one. Okay, wait, I gotta take out a little bit more of this understitching here. I need a nice flat seam. So my backup plan here is if I'm like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? I really need this extra overlap to maintain the modesty for the slit. What if I can't, you know, keep that? My backup plan is to decrease the slit a little bit. I could also get rid of the pockets. Ha 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 ha. I'm not gonna do that. All right, so I'm trying to think. Like, sometimes you just can't predict what the consequences might be. So let's see here. I'm just gonna stitch my overlaps here a little bit. Get rid of all my pins and also stabilize it because of the bias, you know. All right, so that's what I'm dealing with here. So that's my overlap right here. That's my pocket. And what I'm thinking is, yeah, it's just gonna be in the seam and it'll still work. Yeah, I don't think you would do it beyond repair, Nancy, at all. But the timing is really important. Oh, I forgot to see if my stitching is still wiggly. Right, Louise? Let's see. Wait. Didn't I just stitch these together? What happened? Did I run out of bobbin thread and I didn't even notice? Yeah. It's worse than wiggly. It's invisible. Ooh, I finally have an empty bobbin. My bobbin situation was getting a little dire. All right. I need some sample stitches anyway to thread my bobbin. Okay. Good thing my pocket was kind of stabilizing all this overlap. I took out the pins and didn't even notice. All right, well that right there looks better. Right here, it looks about the same, but the stitch feels better right now with the smaller needle. So it's still a little bit wiggly. I just need to Google it. I'm sure someone will say what it is. And like I said, my machine really could use a little bit of TLC. Yeah, exactly, Louise. We're not getting rid of any pockets here. So, well, this was good practice because I overlapped this one wrong. Okay. actually think there's a double notch there. I think what happened was when I was cutting it out, I got a little off, and then so I redid the notch. One of them's the right notch and one of them's not. So that's why I have double notch there. If you're making this, you might not. All right, let's take out the understitch. And then this is another great reason not to have a back stitch when you really don't need a back stitch. Makes taking it out so much easier, and then you have less chance of hurting your garment. Some fabrics are just not really keen on being removed all the time. You know, I got this really cool, maybe Lexi's still here. All right, does anyone know how this works? Does this come off? Hearts gave me this. Oh, you don't take that off. Look at this. There's like a, this thing is really cool. It says can on it. So Hearts gave me this as a little gift, and it's got a blade in here. Maybe it looks like this comes off, but maybe that's just how they assemble it. And so I was trying to like open it so I could use it. Bye, Lexi. I was just asking her a question. She probably already left. I didn't see that. Have a great weekend. So yeah, so there's like a blade in here, and look, I can't cut myself. Because have you ever used these with the actual, the ones that the blade's exposed? Those things I don't use because I just feel like it's a recipe waiting for a disaster, you know, so. But that thing's pretty cool. I'd never seen one before. All right, so let's see here. Let's get our pocket back going. Why do I still need more of this taken out? There we go. You need to take some of your understitch out because you can't get to your original seam there without pleating it unintentionally, so. All right. All right, so now we know my overlaps are really far to the front, which I'm kind of excited about. I really want them to be noticeable, because why do all the work if they're not? Because that's one thing you can't really see in all the pictures, but now you can see my overlap here. Remember how big wrap skirts were in the like late 80s, early 90s? I can't believe those haven't come back yet. I had this great wrap skirt pattern that I made all the time. And it was kind of a faux wrap, so it kind of did this, you know, kind of. And so that, it was all connected, but it looked like a wrap skirt. It was so comfortable and so flattering. You can make short or long. I love that thing. All right, so we're gonna do wrong sides together, and everybody hope that my whole idea of this is actually gonna work, because I'm really not sure. And what is my backup plan if I can't do a French seam? Wait for my serger? No, I would probably do flat felled, or hem it over itself, or something creative. Bind it. That's what I would do. I would bind it. Okay, so let's line up our center back. Do I have the center back notched? I don't want to pull on it. All right, we'll line it up at the center front first. We have all of this. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Do I not have center front notches? Weird. That made me nervous that I didn't sew my pockets in the right spot for a second there. That I used one of them, used my center notch for one of the pocket notches. Because I don't want to put my wrap skirt on, or my skirt on crooked. Oh, let's stitch this down here. Okay. That's just so I can get rid of all those pins. Okay, so here's my dress. Line it up at the pockets, wrong sides together. I'm a little worried about this. I hope I did this right. It's not like I don't know how, but I kind of don't, because, you know, it's like, how often do you do this, you know? And so it's like, every time I'm like, how did you do this again? I don't remember. Oh, really? Oh, that's funny, Louise. Yeah, I mean, how long has Tilly and the Buttons been around? Yeah. I'm just going to start on my pocket because I know it needs to be there. I'm just going to do a little less than a 1/4 inch seam, since I only get a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Yeah, this RPM is really creates a vibration I don't like. I'm going to go just past the seam. That's why you only did 3/8 of a seam there, so that you could go just past it. Actually, I'm not going to go just past it. Sorry. I'm not going to go past it yet. This isn't my final thing. I'm going to go, I'm going to maintain my 1/4 inch seam, or a little less. Sorry about that. It's going to feel wrong. Just stick with it. So basically, I'm kind of lined up with my understitching now. There's my notch. Put my side seam towards the back. There we go. This fabric is really likes to stick to itself. But see, it's not lining up right here, so that's why I'm kind of fussing with it right now. See if I can without distorting anything, because I want those seams to line up at the top. It's kind of important. But they don't feel like they do. I'll stick with my little 1/4 inch seam, and we'll see. Because what I'm nervous about right now is when I get to that corner right there, when I do my final bias. Oh, okay. Oh, really? The peppermint magazine patterns. Yeah, those are looking interesting. Right, Nancy? I know. It's like sometimes I'll do it and I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. And other times I'm like, why was this no problem last time? And this time I'm confused, you know? If you're not going to do it often, it's kind of hard to come up with the exact same strategy to follow each time and go forward confidently, right? That's why sometimes you just got to sew a few in fake fabric and get the hang of it, you know? This is a really big, there's a lot of fabric here. Let's see. All right, push that there. It's here. And this bias, I'm just trying really not to pull on it, you know. Okay. You don't have to do French seams. I'm only doing it because well, I'm not a big fan of zigzag. You know, honestly, I didn't even need to finish these seams because it's all on the bias. That sounds crazy, I know, but you really don't. When it's on the bias, it's not going to fray. It just won't. The pockets were cut on the straight grain. That would be the only fraying. And look, I did. Look, I found one thread when I was near the pocket. And that's the only place where I'm getting threads. You see this? All that is on the pocket. But do you see any fraying here? That's my sewing thread. So you don't need to finish your seams when you're sewing on the bias. It might feel really wrong, But it works. And just remember, serging, finishing, and all that is not been around for forever. They would have done other things. It's some of my favorite garments I didn't finish on the inside. They're lighter. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Exactly. There's really great tutorials online for doing it. And every time I do it, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what I did. And then I go to do it, and I'm like, huh, this feels different now. Line up, please. There we go. Pushing my side seam to the back. This is all lining up really easy. I didn't even really need pins, so that's nice. All right. All right, so I'm going to trim my corners of my pockets. It feels like I might have just made a, you know, mistake, but we'll enclose this in a second. Oh, wrap dresses, yeah. That's so smart, Nancy, yeah. Yeah, Malin, I know what you mean. Wrap dresses are, anytime I see one, I'm like, not going to work. They never work. The ones you see that work, the wrap happens up high, like up here, so that the wrap is going above your bosom. It's either that or you're going for sexy, and that's totally fine. But for me, I wear dresses every day. I'm not going for sexy at all. And I'm really busty. So when you see them working, a lot of times they've sewn it or pinned it, and so technically wraps don't work. They just don't unless you do the wrap really high up or you sew it down. So they're really, really tricky to get in the right spot. So I'm gonna iron this. I'm gonna switch over here. Oh, I'm glad, Louise. Yeah, it feels like, at first I felt like it was a little bit over and above, and I felt a little old school doing all the bias, or I mean French seams. But I really like the finish, and I like how lightweight it is. All right, what am I doing here? So now I need to, this is confusing for me. Okay, I'm gonna push the seam one direction. Doesn't matter which way. I'm just gonna press it one way. Still don't really know how the pockets are gonna work, but hey, we'll find out. There's a lot of skirt here. Okay. Now I'm gonna put the skirt inside the bodice. Let me get this straightened out here. Okay. Pull the pockets out. You know what? I'm working on it. Okay, so yeah, I was gonna talk about it later, the Patreon thing. Is it showing up in the chat? Oh, right, because it's connected now. Yeah, so I'll talk to you guys about it later. I kind of want to get your guys' feedback on it. I'm kind of low-key about that stuff, but it's obviously something I have to deal with. Okay, I just didn't iron that very well, so I'm going to now iron this on the seam line here. We're about to see how the pockets are going to go. Yeah, you guys have been really, really generous, so I'm not pushing that. I'm just trying to set it up because I'm going to go over what I'm planning in August, and I'm going to stream a lot this month. And, you know, I'm advertising somewhere, so I'm hoping a few new people will join us. It would be really great. And I just want to be set up for certain things. I just need to start being really honest with myself about how to fund the live stream. But I hope that in the future, and not too far in the future, I'm going to be able to offer exclusive content to people who support. I'm just figuring it out, you guys. I don't understand all this computer stuff either. I've got these wicked wrinkles over here, so I'm trying to get rid of those. So I had never even looked at Patreon until yesterday. I actually was really against the idea of it. And then when I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay. This makes more sense to me, and it's very professional. And it's great for people. Okay, so this is where I need to do. I think it's my scissors here. So I think I need to clip right here. I feel like someone's going to be screaming, no, don't clip right there. But this is how I mentally sometimes can't figure something out until I do it wrong. So yeah, I need to clip this right here into the corner. I have to do this. I'm going to get as close as I can on either side of the pocket. I knew I needed to do this, but I had to see it. Okay, this is my seam. I'm making sure I'm doing the right corner. And it is this one right here. Okay, so that one. Hello, Rachel. How's it going? Awesome. Have a nice evening. So that's a little better now. It's going to turn. Okay, here's my other one. Okay, clip my corner here. I hope that, is the autofocus on? Is it okay? Are you guys, I can't see the camera from here. I'm gonna get rid of some of these threads so they don't pop through my French seam. I really do need to trim some of this too. Oh, that's my pocket though. I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay. Here's my last corner. Oh, look at that. I barely caught that right there. I need to go back and give myself more seam allowance right here. See that? So I'll be right back. I just need a little bit more than that, you know, because that could get away. And it's just the side seam of my pocket, but at the same time, let's just be diligent. Oh, yikes. Okay. I think I almost created a mess on the other side. All right, so let's get into that corner there. All right, so now we can turn this pocket. So wait, where am I? I'm lost. Here we go, here we go. Put all this dress in here. It's feeling drapier. I'm glad. Like when I tried on my bodice the other day, I was like, huh, this doesn't feel as bias cut as I thought it would, you know? I'm just trying to shake all this in here, and it's not easy. One hour to sew the entire bodice, 1 hour to sew the skirt's sides, waist seam. Oh, it does. That's good. Okay, good. Thanks, Ray. Sometimes the autofocus is a real problem. Let's go all these corners. Don't get too, yes, you don't see that? The little thread poking through? Yeah, you can't, like some of these little cottons that aren't that tight of weaving, oh my gosh, tightly woven, they will tend to do that. So you gotta be careful pulling your corners. Don't go overboard. It's just the inside of my pocket, right? Doesn't need to be perfect. It can be if you want. Sweat the other stuff, not that. All right, so now let's press the waist seam and finish this puppy. Let's see how we're doing here. We didn't get to press the pocket seam like we did on the waist seam. I'm excited. See, look at that. That looks actually pretty good. Okay. No problem. This is the thing about French seams is they do take a little bit longer. But I find that they need less ironing after the wash. They're less fussy. Here's my wrap. I already pressed part of this. It still is pressed. And this part right here. Looks like I immortalized some of my seam ripped area when I re-sewed the pocket right here. Really trying not to get that seam stretched out because of the bias. You know, I feel like this kind of seam could have benefited maybe for something, you know, like a seam tape or something like that, or a stay stitch, but on the same, it's gonna relax a little bit too. You want it to be swishy, so you don't really want to bind it way too much, you know? Binding meaning like, you don't really want to bind it up and make it not flexible. Hi, Holly. How's it going? Good to see you. I'm almost done. This is my last seam actually, so you caught the good moment. All right. I was just trying to figure out if I could actually do a French seam on this. I'm gonna start, there's really no, I'm gonna start on the side seam right here. Because it's on the bias, it's nice. I know that the likelihood of some of the threads poking through the seam is probably not gonna, there's probably not a likelihood of it happening, which is kind of nice. It will maybe on the pockets, but the pockets go into the pocket, so it's not going to show. Just want to keep your overlaps straight to the seam here. You don't want to get them cockeyed in this step. This is that spot where I saw the threads. This is where I re-sewed my pockets when we realized the wrap comes a little farther to the front than we thought. Or at least than I thought. You just never know what's going to affect something until sometimes you cut and sew it. Oh, thanks for the donation. Wait, I know who that is. Who is that? Is that Holly? Wait. Who's 4106? Yeah, it is Holly. Holly, that is very generous of you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was just telling him that I started a Patreon yesterday, and I want to get you guys' feedback. You guys have been so generous. All right, so I didn't even pay attention too much about over there. I just want to make sure I'm above both waist seams there at the pocket juncture. That just got really weird. Did you see that? My feed dogs got caught on, it's not you, Holly. Okay. I know who, is that Rachel? I'm sorry. Who's 4106 Stitch? I feel like it was, it's one of you guys. Thank you. It means a lot, you guys. Just because it's just like knowing that you guys are interested in this. I just didn't like the way that looked. Sometimes, you know, when you have a thickness in a seam, it will get caught in the hole of your feed dogs. So, yeah, it's like, it's confirming, Holly, you know? I know it's kind of a unique format, and people are like, I don't know what that means. And not everybody can join live. Between time zones, work, life, you know. I don't know. I hope this works out here. It feels a little weird up there. I don't feel like I was very accurate. Like, you know, when you have your eyes on the prize, you start getting a little bit like, hi, Dina. It's Dina. You know, I see some of you do that. You do that right after I go online. And I'm always like, I want to thank them, but I understand. I'm kind of the same way. I'm a little bit more anonymous about my donations as well. So I understand that, and I respect that, and I respect your privacy. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, someone gifted me a gift card to Stone Mountain and Daughter yesterday, and I literally got teary-eyed when I saw it because I was like, wow, someone took the time to do this and then wrote me a really nice note, and it just made me feel really good. And I called Stone Mountain and Daughter, and I was like, look, I know this is anonymous, but if you ever have contact with this person, I want you to pass along my thank you, because it just feels really good that they're to get this kind of support, you know. So I understand the anonymous thing. I do it too, and I really appreciate it, and I really want to thank you guys. So just thank you. Okay, the big reveal. I'm a little worried about this waist seam. I kind of want to try this one on with you guys. Okay. Oh. These are the pockets right here. It worked. Kind of surprised. Yeah. Should I try it on? Means I have to go get changed. But look at that, my pocket. So the overlap comes onto the pocket a little bit. What is this? What is this little bit of nonsense? A little bit of nonsense right there too. All right, well, I'll address that. So it looks like I didn't get these on quite very straight because my overlap on one pocket goes onto the pocket, but this one doesn't. So I'm not sure what I did there. So see here, this one the overlap stops at the pocket, and this one it goes, it's part of the pocket opening. See that? Whoops. I could try it on over my dress probably, but my skirt's kind of full. But if you want to wait a second, I can try it on. All right, I'll go try it on. Just, oh, hi, world peas. Be right back. All right, I'm not gonna lie, it feels kind of funny. Let's see here. Here's my pockets. Here's the overlap, see? So the overlap goes from here to here. All this is overlapped. The sleeve doing this right here is, I saw this the other day and I was like, huh, I have to troubleshoot that. The length is pretty good. Does it look a little bit like momish? The bias feels pretty good. I don't know, what do you guys think? So I could stitch down my overlap. I want the seam to go up, I think. Wait, can I do that? No, it has to go down. It has to go down. So pressing it's gonna help, but like this right here, I'm not too keen on. It doesn't look like the other uniform tunics, does it? The other uniform tunics looks like they're usually in linen. You've got the cuff sleeve, but this right here, I need to like, and when I wash it, I think it'll help. Yeah, it just needs some ironing, and I think when I throw it in the washer and dryer, it'll kind of help. Oh, bye, Terry. I think it'll help it a little bit. Is the seam doesn't look straight? What seam? This seam? Might be my butt. Is that what you mean, Ray? That, you know, here's one of the issues I'm going to have probably. And it's going to, time will tell. I'm going to hang it up and see if the It might have been hung up on my booty. The bias is going to make it do something weird, and I think that's when it could get crooked. So I may need to adjust it after it's been hung up for a bit. Hopefully it's just the hem, but you never know. Exactly. You're like, I don't want to type. Can't you just see me? Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad it's done. My daughter was at Trader Joe's yesterday, and right after she checked out, she noticed something at the checkout, and it was tea, watermelon mint tea in tea bags, and she bought it for me, and I made some today, and it's really good. Oh yeah, so I do need to stitch it down because like sitting in a chair would be a little revealing. I won't show you that. It feels like it's turning on me, and that's the bias. Like getting used to the way bias feels on you. But once you kind of get your dress worked in for the day, it feels fine. Okay, so let me show you guys what I'm planning for August, because I have a lot of things on the calendar. So I'm going to show you. So let's see here. Yeah, it's really good. Watermelon mint tea. There's it's very simple ingredients. I love mint and I love watermelon a lot. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so this is my August, and so Sunday and Monday. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see my mouse, can you? No. You can't see my mouse. So Sunday and Monday are off days, obviously. So this calendar, yeah, I'm going to stitch down the two sides, Ray, just like for a big chunk of it, not all the way down, just to minimize it opening. Because it's a wrap, basically. So I'm going to, on Tuesday, I'm going to start with the butterfly blouse. And that will be a sponsored stream by Hearts Fabric, and it's this Decades of Style. And it's a really unique construction. She does vintage patterns, and I'm not sure about the sizing. This is the first sentence in here. Totally caught my eye. This pattern conforms to a fictional standard size. As with any pattern not custom drafted to your measurements and proportions, you will probably need to make adjustments to achieve the desired fit. So I feel like that what she's trying to say there is nothing is standard, and that it's a fiction when you think of things as standard, so that you should fit it to yourself. Because at first I was like, wait, well, what's this based on if it's fictional? But then I read a little bit more, and I was like, okay, maybe that's what she means. So we have the Decades of Style butterfly blouse, sponsored by Hearts Fabric. Got this really great bird print for that. And then, so Tuesday I'm going to cut that out, and I'm going to cut out, do you guys remember when I wore the Dahlia dress? I wore this one down here, the sleeveless version. I don't know if you can see it. Why is my thing jumping? I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to show you all of these on the other camera in a second. And I'm going to do the skirt of the Hawthorne dress, which is the dress I wore. Did I wear that on Thursday? The green one with the big peach flowers. So I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to sew those on Wednesday and then Thursday. I need some fabric for my Dahlia dress. I don't even have anything for that. And then on Saturday, I'm going to do the refashion August thing, because I have a few things I'm going to refashion into things. The following week, I have another sponsored garment by Hearts Fabric, and it's the Mellow Low. I don't know if you can see this, by Deer and Doe. Ooh, let's see if I can get the angle right. I'll probably do the short sleeve version, and they want the collar stand version with no collar. And they sent like a nice chambray for that. And then, let's see, that week I'm also going to cut out the Tanya culottes. If you guys ever look at the hashtag for this thing looks really cool. Like, I'm not a big fan of culottes, but this one is going to be really fun. Like, it looks like a skirt. So I'm pretty excited about that. Then the next week, we're going to do knits. Like, I'm going to be busy, you guys. Tuesday through Saturday, 5 days a week, 11 a.m. We are going to celebrate my 1-year anniversary all the month of August. And I'm going to have some giveaways, which I'm still ironing out, and I don't even know how to do. So we'll figure that out together. And then on the week of the 20th, which is my 1-year anniversary, I'm going to do knits. I'm going to do 2 Monetta dresses. Everyone knows the Monetta, right, by Colette. Why is that going like that? And then also the Linden sweatshirt. And then our last thing for August will be the Ash jeans by Megan Nielsen. So we're going to finish off with some denim, which I feel like is one of the things I really like to do here. And that'll be the week, I think that, or maybe the week before is the week that I'm advertising on the Love to Sew podcast. So we might have a few new people here, which would be really fun. So that is my schedule. And then like I said, I started a Patreon thing, which I'm still learning how to do. And someone asked me about when they donate on Streamlabs, does it ask to log you in? I think it does ask you to log in on your PayPal, but I don't think any of us have Streamlabs accounts except me. So I don't think it might be something that you have to do to kind of verify you for security. Patreon's going to be a little different. It's more of like a monthly thing. So you can go, oh, I pledge this person $5 a month. And you can stop it whenever you want. And then eventually I'm going to add benefits to those things, you know, like perks and things for having it, for having a subscription and supporting me. And this schedule is on the Patreon site because it allows me to post things like this. And we don't really, I have my website, so I'm trying to figure out streamlining everything, right? I don't really need a YouTube, a Facebook, a website, a Patreon site. You guys don't need 4 places to visit. I don't need 4 places to visit. So just stick with me while I figure out the most simple. I'm really, really, really about simple and streamline and information. So just stick with me while I figure it out, and please give me feedback if you guys are like, I hate Patreon. I've done that before and I don't really like it. It is something necessary I have to figure out because I do have a monthly overhead here. I'm not bringing in income anymore when I close Chicken Boots. And I gave myself kind of a year to really figure this out. That year is not up until like March or April. But I need to start getting the ball rolling and get all of us comfortable with the fact that this takes money for me to do, right? And it's all about what I offer you guys. So right now I sew for myself because it's out of my own pocket. And now that I'm starting to get donations and sponsorships, we can put that towards specific things you guys are requesting. I'm going to try and have a tier on the Patreon, if I can, that allows people to say, hey, here is a chunk, and I want you to make something to donate to some organization. Because I don't need all the new clothes, right? So why not, right? That would be really fun. And I would even consider a tier where you're like, here's my pattern and my fabric. This is my size. I just want you to shorten it by 2 inches here and here and sew this and send it back to me. And then I live stream it. It's content because we just need content here, right? That you want to watch. So I'm going to try and figure that out. So, okay, good. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I'm probably always going to have my website because I feel like it's really nice to have one place to go for all the video links for one garment because YouTube is so backwards to kind of navigate until they come up with a website where I can kind of organize it better because the playlist thing is confusing and I don't know, you just get into this like autoplay rabbit hole, and then you're seeing how to make a glitter bomb for the FedEx package thief, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but wait a minute, I was trying to figure out how to do French seams on sightseeing pockets, So like the website will probably always be there because it's kind of like where I can put everything, where I can sell things as well, and eventually I will have these patterns, which you guys might not be interested in. A lot of you probably didn't even know what Chicken Boots was, but there will be probably a few of those folks that are going to be like, all right, I've been a knitter, but I want to sew, and I really like your stuff, so teach me how. So we might see that. I'm not going to spam you guys with sewing chicken boots patterns all the time. You don't have to worry about that. I'll probably do it like once a month on a special stream or something, because those patterns are going to come with videos. So I've been in that rabbit hole for days. I hear you, sister. Yeah, and I'm a gamer, so all of a sudden it'll start like spamming me with ninjas rage over blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't care about that person. I don't want to see it. You can turn autoplay off, by the way, and then start customizing it. So, all right, I'm going to show you these patterns a little bit close up. So let's see here. Let me move my bin. All right, so this is the last thing we're going to do of the month, the Ash jeans. And I will have definitely my standard streaming with denim. I'll talk about sizing. I'm going to compare these to my ginger jeans, a pattern that I've perfected for me, and see how they go. I've never made these before, and I'm kind of excited to try another jean pattern out. They look really great on people. And then the knits week, we're going to do the Linden sweatshirt, 2 Linden sweatshirts, and 2 Monettas, because they'll both be like this. I can sew a Monetta in a half hour. They're really fast. If my machine's going good, then it's only converting it to the cover stitch that takes the longest. So then I have these Tanya culottes, which I totally recommend you guys look at the hashtag for that. They're by Megan Nielsen as well. This is kind of fun. I have 2 patterns by a designer I've never sewn with. So can I recommend a serger? You know what? Tell me what you want to do with your serger. What do you want to sew? Tell me that first, and then I can kind of guide you a little bit. So then this is the Deer and Doe Mellow. This is a huge favorite of the Hearts Fabric team. They love this shirt. They make it all the time. I'm really excited to fall in love with a new shirt. I hope it fits me really good. And it has like, I'm going to do the collar stand version. Bye, Holly. Thanks for coming. And I'm hoping they want the short sleeve version because I want to see how the short sleeve version goes. And then I send that sample to them. And then I'm going to do the Dahlia dress, which is this one here. You saw me wear it once. It was navy blue with the little white birds on it. But I'm going to put the Hawthorne skirt because it's got more of an A-line. And then here's the Decades of Style butterfly blouse. This is another one. Look at the hashtag for it. This is by Hearts Fabric, for Hearts Fabric as well. Look at that hashtag. It's sewn. Like, wait till you see how you sew it. You don't sew it like right sides together. You lay the piece on top and top stitch it down. I feel like the construction of this is how a lot of beginning sewers wish things were. And I don't know how I'm going to finish the seams yet, but I'll have to figure that out. So if you want to sew, I know you want to sew knits, world peas, but do you want to do, knits? Are you wanting to do it, use it for, okay, so you want to do it for knits, then I would, it is a wrap. It has a belt. This is all I have. I don't get the official patterns from them. I just get color copies. If you want to use your serger for knits and you're not attached to having cover stitch hems, cover stitch hems are so this is a ready-to-wear t-shirt that's like threadbare and falling apart, and can you see the parallel stitches right there? So it's got the, looks like serger on the inside and then parallel stitches. That's called a cover stitch. It's a specific type of stitch. And if you want a machine that can do that plus the serging, you might be getting into a price bracket you might want to think hard on. And if you're going to do a lot of knits, I would suggest 2 separate machines because you'll spend the same amount of money on them. You can get a dedicated cover stitch and then a dedicated serger. Otherwise, I would just get a serger that can go up to 5 thread, but if that is out of your price range, 4 thread is great. Just make sure it has a seam option, because like when I sew my Monetta, I won't sew it with this machine then serge it because it wouldn't be stretchy. Yeah, Megan, that shirt is really interesting. Check out the hashtag online. It's really interesting. Yeah, I've never sewn any decades of style, so I'm kind of excited about that too. So, so if you're just wanting to get into knit sewing, a 4-thread serger is great, and just get the nicest one you can afford. That's the easiest to thread. I can't stress that enough, because what's a little bit annoying at the store will be 100 times more annoying 2 weeks from after you buy it. So if it doesn't speak to you, don't get it. Like, make sure, like mine has, which I actually left at the store for them, mine has a color-coded chart, but mine does all kinds of stuff I don't even need. I got it just because it has the cover stitch and the serger. Yeah, exactly, Melinda. Yeah, so they're all a little bit noisy, and some are a little noisier than others, but entry level is great. Like, I strongly suggest getting an entry-level machine, or unless you're like really committed, getting the most you can afford, so that your sewing experience is really pleasurable. Yeah, Melinda, you know, they're pretty affordable now if you get a dedicated cover stitch. I think I saw one for $300 or $400 when I was buying mine, and I would just wish I would have done that. I actually might still do that and just use my, I would even sell mine and then get a serger and a cover stitch, because I needed it for prototyping, and so I had to have the cover stitch option, and I didn't even think about getting I didn't know there was a standalone machine. I could have bought industrials, but there was no need for me to do that, and I didn't have the space to have this whole big table. Industrial sergers are really nice. They're so quiet. So yeah, World Peas, I would look at what you want to do with it and bring some fabric with you and try and thread it. It's one thing to tie off the spools and pull it through, but eventually you're gonna have to thread it without that helper there. It might be a little hard at first, but at the same time, as long as there's nothing really weird and tricky, then I feel like it's fine. Don't be intimidated by it. It's just like, think of one thread at a time. Mine has air threading, and it is really nice. I do like the air threading. But that is, I think, in a price bracket that you might want to hold off on. My serger, I think I've had it for, boy, I've had it a while, and it cost me $2,800. And it's a home machine. That's too much money to spend on a home serger. It was too much money to spend on a home serger, but it was the nicest one I could get for what I needed. And I had clients. Like, I had a lot of clients that did knits, and it needed to look really good, and it needed to be easy to do, and it needed to work for me every time. And it's a Baby Lock Evolve. I really love it. It's great. Yeah, I've heard good things about the brothers too, so that's what I would suggest if you're getting a serger. Oh wow, a Juki serger. I've never used a Juki serger. Oh, we have it at the factory, but I've never used one. Well, I probably have, but you know what I mean. I wish this fabric, you could see this fabric in person. If you can try the machine out, try it out. Yeah, that person's like, I never used this, I bought this, I thought I really wanted it. You know, make their day. They're like, I need this guilt, this object giving me all this guilt. I need it out of my life. Go and ask them if you can try it out, bring some fabric. They may not know how to do anything on it, so make sure it has the manual. Look up things on, yeah, get it out of the box. Yeah, get it out of the box. Make sure it has the toolkit with it, or all the tools. Look at the manual and see what it was supposed to come with, and see if all that stuff is mostly there. And look it up online. There will be videos somewhere on the internet on how to use it, and check it out and see what people think before you spend your time going over there. Not all Jukis are, you know, for everybody. I like my Juki, but, you know, I've been using that Juki for a while. I feel like they have this, like, reputation, everybody wants them, but I know people who don't like them. It's just what you like. I like really simple machines, really basic machines with not a lot of bells and whistles, and a lot of people don't like that. They feel like they're wasting their money if they don't have a machine that has all these extra things. And for me, I don't use the extra things, so I'd much rather spend the money on the quality of the machine and streamline it all into what I'm doing, you know. You tried a Juki cover stitch? Ooh, hubba hubba, Mullen. That sounds nice. Okay, so what do you guys think of my ambitious August schedule? Do you think it's crazy? Am I nuts? You guys gonna be able to tune in a little bit? 5 days next week. The next week I'm off for a day because my daughter's first day of school. And then I think 5 days the next week. And then the next week is like back to a normal week. I still got to get these patterns to the graphic artist. Hi, Elaine. Oh, okay. Oh, that was probably when you went there, it took your Google info. If you're concerned about anything, I can look at something. Just let me know. Thanks for your donation, by the way. It was really nice of you. Yeah, so, and that's good to hear about Patreon. I never did. I think I'm going to try and follow someone and support them and see what it's like. I was going to pull up my site for you guys. I can try, but I don't think I can show you what you'll see. You start the 14th. Wow, Lisa, congratulations. Okay, here, I'm going to try and show you. So this is my Patreon site, but this isn't what you're going to see. And so I have my little intro video, which I'm re-recording this month. Wait. Wait a second. Can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me. Okay, I'm just making sure. Right. You do, right? You just don't see my face. Face right there. Weird. How come I can't see? Oh, I see. You can still see me. Okay. I'm just making sure. I just can't see what you're saying. You were, okay. This schedule's a bit overwhelming, right? I just really want to celebrate my month. Okay. So this is how I have it right now, and I'm still figuring it out. And so these are my little tiers. They called 1 buttons, 1 rippers, and 1 notions. And they're 5, 10, and 20 per month. And then people can stop whenever they want. And then this is my little intro to people. This is my intro right here. And then here I did a post today. And then here's the schedule, which is not going to open on your screen. It's going to show down here. So, yeah, if anyone knows anything about Patreon or you have any feedback, I just like be brutal with me. I'm down for it. Like, tell me, you know. Be brutal with me. I'm serious because I want to know. So Louise, yeah, I started a Patreon site, but I just want you guys to bear with me. Like, it's obvious I really need to figure out how to monetize what I do here. Probably going to figure out how to do the ads on YouTube, but might not go with that, and they may only be on uploaded videos. I really don't know. I don't want you guys to see ads when I'm streaming, so I'm going to figure that out. I have to figure out the money thing, and so I really want your honest feedback. If you're like, that's too much, or I would never pay for something like that, or this is the kind of tier I would like to see. I'd love to be able to sponsor a specific project and just give you a chunk. I want to hear it because I know that I would love that conversation with a streamer, you know, and what I would want and everything. So if you guys, I want to hear it because otherwise it's like, I'm going to be doing it wrong, and I really want this to be mutually beneficial. I feel like I could be offering more things that you specifically want for you to be willing to give me $5, you know, and that's what I need to figure out. And once some of these patterns are off of my plate and my head, I'm going to be able to offer specific benefits. So, because what I'm thinking is that quarterly I could give free patterns or free pattern help. Not free, but part of subscription packages like tiers. Or maybe a how to do draft your own custom bodice, and that's a certain tier or something like that. Yeah, so me neither, Louise. I logged in for the very first time yesterday, and it's a way to support people like artists, musicians, streamers, content creators, how-to and tutorial folks, authors, it's just a way to give people that are creators a sustainable, more predictable income that they can, and then a way also, it's kind of like Kickstarter, but an ongoing Kickstarter, because you know, like Kickstarter is like you get a benefit if you support them, but the Kickstarter is a risk, right? With Kickstarter, because my husband has backed Kickstarter campaigns and not seen a single thing from it. This is different. This is something I would commit to and you would get. Well, that's good to know, Elaine. Yeah. Yeah, like I when I do something, you guys, I am all in. Like I'm not even all in yet here. I would be way more all in. And I would definitely put money towards the stream and for what you do. Yeah, exactly. Like the bare truth is, you guys, I won't keep going after a certain time. I'd have to supplement because this place here, this costs me $1,000 a month to be in this space. And that includes my electricity, my internet, all of that. Like it's a package, right? So in April, when I have to start paying rent again, because I paid for a whole year in advance, I'd have that. I have all the money to cover my projects and my time. So if I can at least break even, I'm down for breaking even. That's fine with me. I don't need an income yet. I don't mind struggling. I believe you got to struggle a little bit in the beginning. It's your learning time. This is my third business that I've owned. So I understand that. So, and I'm really honest about all this stuff and upfront about it. And that's why I'm hoping you guys will be with me as well. Because I don't want pity money and I don't want feel sorry for me money. I want money that I earn, that you are like, yeah, you earned your money today. You know what I mean? So tell me what you want. You're like, you do too many sewing projects for yourself, Jeremy. You do too many dresses. I want more pattern drafting. This is the kind of tier I want. So think about it. Let me know. You can direct message me. You can email me, sosolive@gmail.com. You can comment here. I'm not giving you my phone number. I'm shyer than that. Whatever you want. I'm really open to it and you can think about it. And this month I'm really excited to stream 5 days a week because eventually I would really like to stream very consistently, but to a bigger audience. Like if we had a bigger audience, it would make sense, right? So, no, thanks, Lisa. That's nice of you to say. I have a lot of experience. I'm happy to share it. And I would really like to offer you guys patterns that you can download, like beyond the 2 little ones I have on the newsletter list, you know. I can feel the slit of this dress all the way up under my upper thigh, you guys. I got to stitch it down or maybe I could put a slip under this. That's what I should have done, you guys. I should have just put a slip under it. Thanks, Elaine. Yeah, and like I'm not looking for $100 a month from you guys. You guys have been over and above, and I'm really blown away by just adding that little Streamlabs thing in there, and you guys showed up. So thank you. I appreciate it. And I know not everybody can give me money, and I totally understand that. But your being here in chat and talking with me is very valuable to me. So I did do that, Megan. I sold a ton of stuff. Yeah. And I sold a lot at the local fabric store. I'll probably, like in the giveaways next month, I'll probably include some of my old Chicken Foods products I still have. Awesome, Libby's, thank you. I know, lining would be cute, Megan. Why didn't I think of that? I might look at that, the fabric store fabric to put on the lining. Because then I could just take out the waist seam and stick it in. Right? Or just attach it on there. So yeah, so yeah, think about it, let me know. I love your feedback, you guys, and this is mutual. I want to sew and I want to keep doing this. I love this. I love sewing. And I feel like we really upped the ante when I moved to this space. It was really great. And I think I have other ideas I just can't get to quite yet. And I'm learning how to teach. So the better I get at teaching, the more comfortable I will be to giving you what you want. Especially the pattern stuff. I know you guys want more pattern and custom and how to fit things. And I'm thinking about this. And I think like what I'm going to use a lot of the money I'm getting for right away is for a dress form that's more realistic in size, because the one I have is like junior size, like teenager size. Like she's my daughter's size, probably a little bigger than my daughter because she's kind of petite, but that I want something with curves so you can actually, because it'll be easier to see on camera what I'm doing, and then I'll be more comfortable with figuring out how to talk about fit and stuff. So anyway, so I'll see you on Tuesday. I'm nervous about this stream schedule, but I'm kind of excited too to pretend to be a full-time streamer. But I am, like, I'm here every day. I'm here 5 to 6 days a week, even though I'm only streaming with you for a few hours on 3 of those days. Making all of the graphic thumbnails, linking things, keeping the content up to date, making the Instagram posts, doing the photography, cutting things out, doing the research, looking up patterns, looking up reviews. Like, I am doing that full time, you guys, all the time. So, just know I do try and set it up, but I also try and leave a lot of that as mystery to me so you can see it unfold live. So that I'm not like setting myself up for success. So cool. Congrats on your job change, Lisa. I hope it was a good decision, and that you enjoy the rest of your summer too. So yeah, so I'll see you guys Tuesday. 11 a.m. We'll be cutting out the butterfly blouse and the dahlia dress, which I need fabric for. I'm gonna go get that today. And maybe I'm gonna use my Stone Mountain and Daughter for some of the knits I need. That'll be fun. No worries, Louise, no worries. Yeah, I could think about a changeable dress size form. Oh, I'm sorry you're working long hours. You're always welcome here, even if you're here for a few minutes. Thank you. Thanks for making the effort. I know there's probably lots of other things you could be doing when you're not working if you're working that much. I know that. So, all right. Well, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday. And yeah, so think about it. If you guys have any feedback, please let me know. Be honest. So. Yeah, there you go, Ray. Yeah, so this schedule, like I said, it's on Patreon, and it's just so live on Patreon. So if you want to look at the PDF, you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, right, Evelyn? Yeah, Decades of Style, Louise. I know, I've never sewn any of hers. It'll be fun. I think she's maybe local to Hearts Fabric, and that one's sponsored by them. Do you want to see the fabric real quick? I literally can't stand up because you might see my bum. So it's this. You see those birds? Isn't that cool? All right, guys. I will see you guys Tuesday. Have a great weekend. And thank you so much for all the donations and support and your comments. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.